Vibe Show 97.9. Happy Friday to everybody. Man, what a day today it has been. I've been having networking problems and all type of problems today. But you know what, though? I'm about to bring y'all another exclusive like I always do. But this one right here, though, this one right here, very, very special and definitely a treat. I'm talking about the one and only. And actually, she's coming back on. Again, you know we had to bring her back. Out here doing major things since the last time we talked. I'm so excited. I think I'm going to be smiling the whole show. Let me go ahead on and get this queen in here. I'm talking about the one, the only, Nyakana.
What an introduction. I appreciate you, King.
Hey, look, you already know how it's going down. We're not going to play no games today.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
No, thank you for taking time out of your super always busy schedule. That's all the time, though. So it's definitely a blessing to have some of your time. So thank you from me, the Vibe team, Esource team, Plug Star. We just want to thank you so much for this blessing today.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to be here, connect with everybody on. So jump on, send this to all your friends, spam everybody you know. We're going to definitely have a positive and uplifting discussion tonight.
Listen, if they're not on here joining me and you, two of the most dopest people in the game right now, I don't know what they're doing, to be honest with you. I'm serious.
I don't know either. Come on, let's get some inspiration. Let's elevate.
Look, before we start, I gotta find out how your day's been today. Let's start there with I mean, it is Friday, isn't it? I mean, I lose track of the days.
It is Friday. It's been an incredible day. I received some beautiful news. As you know, I'm receiving the 100 Women of Color Award. It's actually going to be in Simsbury, Connecticut, and it really is like the entire New England region. So shout out to June Archer and the entire 1128 team for honoring me. And that gala is actually going to be next Friday, the 28th, but I received some incredible news today. I was actually asked and selected to be the Valedictorian for the entire 2020 class. So I'm just excited to represent all the 100 women of color and definitely thank all of our friends, our family, and everyone that pulls up for us each and every day so we can continue to make the impact that we're all making in our community. So definitely great news received today.
Well, you know what we're going to do. You know what I'm going to do on that. Major moves being made, y'all already know which doesn't surprise me at all. Shout out to Francesca on the live chat right now.
Francesca, we love you, sis. Thank you for pulling up.
Support, man. That's what it's
an amazing queen, host, producer, multi-talented, just phenomenal woman. If you don't already know, make sure you follow her.
Absolutely, she's incredible.
Yeah.
Now, lot's been going on since the last time you've been on the Vibe Show. Things have progressed in a major way. Things have also took a detour off the road a little bit too since the last time you were on this show as well. So I would like to back up a little bit and continue from that conversation just to see how things have impacted you, because you have been a force with everything that's been going on too, you know, really being active out here with the protest and you've really, you and your brand, you've really been active out here. I would like to start, let's start there because things have took a turn. And I just would like to get your take on everything that's been going on and talk about some of your involvements in these movements that's been going on as well. You've been a major force out here.
I appreciate you, Kevin. You know, I feel that all of us, and we've said this so many times before, all of us have a voice, right? So just encouraging everyone to really use their voice No one else can take your voice, only you, if you don't use it. So yes, I've been in these streets protesting, using my voice, whether it's for something that's, Black Lives Matter, or if it's something for a dear friend of mine, for instance, who runs an amazing program called $1 Million Smile, which we were actually just rallying a couple weeks ago in the streets of Bridgeport, Connecticut, asking for justice for his brother, who was murdered a few years ago, and there still hasn't been any justice for him. So also spreading a light on gun violence as well. But, at the end of the day, Kevin, there's so much happening in this world, and it's really up to us to make sure that we're taking the time out of our day to contribute. We all have something that we can share. We all have a voice. We all matter, and we can all continue to push that needle forward towards progression. Don't feel like there's nothing that you can contribute because maybe you don't have a platform, or you feel that you don't have a skill. Do you have a voice? If you have a voice, then you can make a difference, whether if it's just directly in your own family. So I've been more leading, and some things I put out there, some things I don't. It's more of if you're in my circle or you just know everything that I'm doing, but I'm definitely continuing to stay active. I feel that myself, as well as you and everyone else, have a responsibility to make sure we do right by our children, make sure that we're making that difference and making this world better for them.
Right. Now, what I'm not going to allow you to do is to speed talk me now. I'm not going to allow you to do me like that. Now, you talk faster than me. I'm not going to let you speed talk me, and because I want all this stuff to be sponged in. This is a monumental. I'm going to give me monumental thing for me having you back on the show. It's really a big deal. You're really a force to be reckoned with out here, and anybody that connects to the power source, which I call you like a walking ball of power and energy. And I think anybody that connects to the power source is definitely going to be elevated. Now, you are on fire, and the experience. Have you ever experienced frontline action in a protest manner, in a way, because you were out there on the front line, and really, when I say active, not sidelining, but really involved in the walks, the marches, what I mean? Like, what was the experience like actually being there, present in live with the what was the energy like?
Honestly, it was historical. I knew that it was a moment in time that I had to step up. I had to make sure that I put my name in the history books by standing on the right side of things, making sure that all of these individuals that have lost their voice, that I'm now speaking for them. So definitely it's been very intense, whether if it was in my hometown in Stamford or whether if it was down in the Bronx in New York. I actually took some of the clips and I've turned it into a short documentary that ended up just going viral and really, once again, spreading that word and spreading the light on the injustices that we have been facing. This isn't anything new. It's just that more people have a camera phone, to record these things, and more of us are just fed up. We're fed up with the fact that there hasn't been enough change and that there are individuals that are not being held accountable. So we continue to march. We continue to lead. We continue to demand justice until justice is actually received. And we are not letting up. We are not letting go. So at any moment that I've been able to contribute my voice or just contribute my platform or anything, any sort of spotlight that I can give, that's the least I can do. And I call on everyone to do the same. It's definitely been transformational. It's been fulfilling because I know that, once again, I'm speaking for those that can no longer speak for themselves. And it's been something that's been able to continue to give me purpose, because I know that what I'm doing is something that's going to continue to carry on through the ages. And right now in history is when we need to make sure that we are standing on the right side. Otherwise, come Judgment Day, what will you be able to say? How can you look yourself in the mirror? How can you look in your children's eyes and say that when it was time for you to step up, that you didn't? Now is the time. We all need to unify. We need unification and not dissemination now more than ever. So it's definitely been fulfilling. It's been life-changing. And I'm just honored and humbled to be able to push the progression at all. So it's the least that I can do. And I call on you and anyone else tuning in to make sure that we do the same.
Right. I didn't I was rushing in the process of trying to get prepared for this interview, and I didn't get an opportunity to stop off and grab me a box of tissue. because you really touch a lot of people out here. What I would like to find out is, where is the the place where I could go to get some of the youth water that you have, because you look like a high school student or a college student, and I would like to find the well to get some of that youth water that you what's the secrets, man? What's the secrets to
Oh my
having
goodness.
glowing skin, and radiant smile like the sun?
Oh,
What are
Kevin.
the keys to it?
I meditate a lot. The keys to it is really making sure that you take the time to do that inner work. There's a lot of baggage that we're holding. There's a lot of pain body that we're holding. And these are things that you don't have to hold. It can burden you. It can harden your heart. And believe me, I've been through some trauma, folks. It may not seem that way, but I have been through some trauma, even as recently as a few months ago. But what's important is that we figure out a way to heal, and then we figure out how to now progress to the next stage, not only for yourself, also elevating and supporting those around you. So the glow just comes from the radiance of doing that inner work and knowing that I'm living in my purpose, that I'm staying true and authentic to myself. And I will not let that younger, or you think I'm young, but I will not let that younger version of myself and really what I'm doing for the kids stop. I have to continue. I have to progress. So anytime I have a chance to talk about my passion, NIYAH ZURI, the movement, and really just making sure that everyone is living beautifully in their purpose, well, that's where the shine comes from, because I know that I'm fulfilling my destiny, and it's a beautiful thing to really know that you're doing what you're called to do.
No, I'm definitely connecting with that 1,000.
Yeah.
But for the ones who are having problems in that area, because sometimes you hit a space that sometimes it's hard to come out of. Do you think, because we invest so much into people that we may consider as a partner, do you think that we invest too much into that particular person, and not haven't invested enough into self?
Ooh.
That we feel so exhausted and so out of it, or so depressed or so stressed? I'm just trying to tap into that energy, just to see, to get your perspective on it, because like you said, you've been through things that people wouldn't even be able to fathom, because of the glow and the way that you carry yourself, and the way the energy that you put out into the world. You keep that protected. How I'm trying to understand how to protect that energy. How do you protect that energy?
Oh, so you have to definitely be mindful of who's in your circle, first and foremost. I don't know about you, but I love to uplift those in my circle. And what I tend to do is pour into everyone else. But from that action, there's not, it's not a daily exchange where others are always pouring back into me. So it's very easy to feel like drained and tapped out, right?
Right.
Especially if you're giving and you just want to see other people win, right? Because that's what it's all about. It's not just about me winning or doing a lot of things. Since we last spoke in, what was it, about May? I want to see you win. I want to see Francesca win. I want to see, I see my sis Bianca just jumped in too. Shout out to her. I want to see everyone win. And from that, yes, you can tend to also drain yourself a bit, but you have to know what fuels you. And you have to make sure you cut out that time daily for yourself to also take that self-care and self-love, because if you're not taking care of yourself, you're going to end up just so downtrodden. You're going to end up so tapped out that you won't be able to give anything to yourself, let alone to anyone else. So you definitely have to guard your space, understand who you're giving your time and your energy to, your family, your loved ones, those in your circle, and really just taking it day by day, Kevin. I don't think there's like a magical solution, but definitely be mindful of it. And I feel like as long as you're mindful of it, then you'll be aware. Otherwise, you'll find yourself, like I said, you'll just be tapped out and you have no idea what's going on. You feel depressed, you'll feel down. You don't understand why you're not moving or operating. You have to definitely continue to fuel yourself. So whatever it is that you're passionate about, whatever it is that your skill set is, or your business, or anything that wakes you up in the morning and gets you excited, or keeps you up at night because you're just so dedicated to it, make sure you safeguard that self, that portion of your day and of your time.
Right.
Yeah.
I really want this is the Vibe Show,
Yeah.
and you know how I get down.
How you get down.
I'm all about being real. I'm all about being as transparent as I possibly can, and I'm all about educating my listeners and giving them something to leave with, which is another reason why I like to bring you back on the show, because of I just think that educating the listeners, especially in these times that we're in right now, is some of the most important things that we can do. And if we have information, I just think that it's important to share it, whether it's via from an experience that we may have went through. I don't think that he wants us to go through it alone and just carry it and keep it bottled up inside. I think that it is important that we share those experiences, because it can very well help the next person out. You know what I'm saying? Who might not know how to deal with that situation. Now, fear. I wanna talk about fear from an aspect of how when you're doing something, you have that entrepreneur spirit running in your blood, but fear of finances, trying to provide, but you're on the brink of you really like you got that fire. It's just an explosion on the inside of you, but that fear of stepping out on faith to do exactly what you feel in your heart of hearts and your soul and your spirit, what your purpose really is. Fear. Can we talk about that? Because you embody that to me. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to talk about that for a minute, about fear and why we have that fear of just stepping out into our real purpose.
Thank you so much for that, brother. I appreciate you. And I know we definitely our last interview, we touched on some of those fundamental truths of NIYAH ZURI, but number 4, overcome your fears, right? So it's so critical. Absolutely. Because fear really does have a way of paralyzing you and stopping you from starting right before you even start. But what a lot of people don't realize is fear is not real. It's literally something in your mind. But when you focus on the things that are stopping you or that you're afraid of, you can literally manifest it in your life. Now you have something that is actually an obstacle. But that was something that you pulled into your life. You have to understand how powerful you are. You have to understand that your mind is everything. So what you really think will happen, the good and the not so good. So you have to become disciplined and understanding to control your thoughts and really willing those things to yourself by putting the effort in, by taking the action, instead of allowing that fear to suffocate you or paralyze you. Because once again, it's not real. So everyone who's tuning in, who's scared to start something, who is fearful of what others may think, let me be the first to tell you, fear is not real, okay? Release those thoughts, free yourself, free your mind, and really walk into your destiny. Everyone is allowed to have their own destiny, and yours is yours for the taking. It's literally right in front of you. So don't stand in your own way. Now is definitely the time.
Man, I already know. I already know. It is all love, but for some strange reason, I'm trying to understand, why you have on a dope shirt and I don't have one of those.
Oh,
Let's talk about,
let me tell you something.
that for a minute.
I wore this exclusively for you and everybody tuning in on the Vibe Show. I know the last time we were talking, I told you.
Hold on. Y'all heard what she just said? She just said, because sometimes you got the. I have to remind people. She said that she wore this special shirt exclusively.
Yes.
For the Vibe Show.
Yes.
Exactly. Now continue. Let's talk about this shirt right here because it's just dope. Is it out? I don't even think the shirt's out yet, right?
It's not. It's not. This is exclusive. So the last time we talked on your show, I told you I was working on a top secret project with a really dope artist down in Baltimore. So shout out to Mache Turner. What we actually ended up doing, and I haven't even dropped the big news yet.
Hold up. We gotta give her her roses. We gotta give her her roses. We're gonna give her her roses for real.
Shout out, Michelle, because you know what it is. We have to elevate our circle. We have to definitely support everyone. So I love shouting out my sisters and my brothers and anybody that's just doing it and creative and really making a change in whatever path it is that they have. So shout out to Michelle.
I want to talk about this. Let's talk about. I want to talk about the idea. Let's start from the idea, and then we'll work our way up to it actually being physically.
Most definitely.
Now, this idea spawned from you wanting to actually do this line. That spawned from what? What was the inspiration behind that?
Kevin, I wanted all my young readers and everyone really in my NIYAH ZURI tribe, shout out to the tribe, to be able to have those affirmations, those fundamental truths of NIYAH ZURI that I continue to breathe into everyone that I connect with, but especially my young readers, especially my young youth that are progressing in this world and who are going to inherit everything that we are putting in right now. So I wanted them to be able to have a daily affirmation of who it is that they are, what it is that their value is, what it is that their worth is, and what they can actually accomplish in their lives. So I have been thinking and dreaming about this, launching NIYAH ZURI apparel, once again for my youth, and then I'm branching it out into women and men as well. This first design is all about keeping that royal mentality. This is my Prince Tut, if you can see him, half prince, right? Half prince, half pharaoh. He is incredible. He's reminding you to have that royalty mentality, to know yourself, know your worth, know where it is that you come from. Understand that you are the first philosopher, the first astronomer, the first doctor, the first artist, the first singer, the first of everything. These are fundamentals and affirmations that are not taught in the schools and sometimes not even carried out in our own households and reminded to us by our own family or even friends. But by instilling those affirmations into a child while they're still developing, it's going to increase their confidence. It's going to increase their knowledge. It's going to increase their tie to this world and understand that they are impossible and that they can do anything that they set their minds to because they have that royalty mentality. They know that they come from something grander than what's taught to them in the first place, right? Just 400 years of slavery. Right. Our history goes beyond. So I've had this passion and this idea to take a couple of my characters for my first book, NIYAH and Prince Tut. So I have something for the girls, something for the guys, or something in between for everyone, really, to be able to wear something and to feel good. And once again, have those daily affirmations of their worth and understanding that you are limitless.
Nice. Amazing. I love the shirt. Now, what type of now? So the women are going to be able to get the kids, and women are going to they're going to be able to get this first. And
yes,
then
I have to do it exclusively. Kids first. I'll be dropping the apparel in classic youth sizes as well as toddler. I shouted out actually my sis who was on here, Bianca Goodry, based down in the ATL. She actually helped. She owns an incredible printing company and actually helped me print the actual shirts. But when I do when I do release the pre-release for the shirts, it will definitely be for the youth first. And this is the main design for Tut. So this will also be available, not only the youth, but eventually also not only for the women, but for the men. But for the men, there's one variation. Instead of saying Print Tut, it will actually say Tutankhamun. So that is his full name. Just showing the progression from Prince to Pharaoh. And also, once again, reminding our young princes, our young kings, our young pharaohs that they can have anything that they want now in life. They can fulfill their destiny and their dreams now. They can begin now, because Tut was only 8 years old and he became a pharaoh. So what do you think that means? Nothing in your age especially shouldn't stop you from beginning or accomplishing anything that you want to in life.
Right. Exactly. And like you said, starting at the youth point is where it all ends, because they're like little fresh computers, just before you install a fresh phone out of the box, before you get to install it, all of this stuff, and then the viruses come in and all this, you really can just, really, and I think that investing that type of energy and that type of time into the youth is where it all began, and we definitely could get good fruit, bear good fruit from investing the time and that type of energy into our youth. So I definitely applaud you on that. To shift gears a little bit, let's talk about the atmosphere of the state of America right now, because you're an intellectual. I would like to just trade thoughts on what do you think about just the direction that we're heading in, or possibly could be heading in, either way, whether it goes either way. To me it's all the same, what I mean? I just, to me, that's just me. I think it's with us, but I would like to get your take on your thoughts on the climate of the direction of America and the possibilities of where it could go. We're in a bad state right now.
Yes, we are in a bad state right now. On the flip side, everything has two sides, right? So one side, we have the America that is downtrodden. We have the America that's depressed. We have the America that's been beaten down, used, abused, barely tolerated, right? That side of America, we've had enough. We are using our voices. We are being more particular with those that we put in office without, diving too deep into politics. We are more conscious. We are more aware. So that is the darker side of America, the darker side where you can go out to the corner store and probably not come home again because of the tone of your skin. But that is also the reality. Now, on the flip side of that, we have an America and a society right now that is budding. We have a society that is now more conscious of how to support their own, how to make sure you are progressing, not only just for yourself, but for your community. You have people that are more conscious about even something as simple as making sure you buy Black and making sure that you're keeping that dollar circulated in your own neighborhood, in your own community first, right? At the same time, you have people in quarantine that are now finding that they have more time on their hands. And what are they doing with that more time? They're investing in themselves. They're starting businesses. They are working on their skill set. They are trying new things. They're taking that time to do that inner work, right? Because they're looking and they're waking up and realizing that they may still have some demons and things that they need to work on. They have things that have been burdening them for years, but they've never had the time to actually look within because we're too busy commuting and too busy keeping up with our kids' school schedules and too busy keeping up with the demands of that other side of America. So I want to focus not on what's pulling us down, because those things have always been there. Once again, what's important now is that people are conscious. So because we're more conscious, we're taking our life more by the horns and we're steering it where we want it to be. And that's what we need to continue to do, Kevin. So everyone who's tuning in, don't sleep away this quarantine. Don't sleep away the rest of 2020 and say, well, I'll wake up in 2021 and get to XYZ. I'm just going to put it on the back burner for now. No. Now is the time. We are not guaranteed tomorrow. Make your difference now. America needs it. The world needs it. Our children need it. They're going to inherit this world. We really have to make sure that we leave it worthy of them. Otherwise, what is the point to all of this, Kevin? It can't be for like an individualistic advancement. It's not just for me to do well with my movement or you to do well with your businesses. No, if you're not winning, then I'm not doing my job. If I'm making sure that I'm not supporting those in my circle, I'm not doing my job. We all need to really hold ourselves more accountable and support each other and understanding there's more than enough room at that table. And it shouldn't be like a cat or doggy dog world where we don't want to see everyone else winning. That is the problem. Right. We need to collectively understand that we need to make our own 1%. We need to be able to borrow from ourselves instead of looking for capital from outside of our own communities. Now's the time to put that work in. So take this quarantine, take this 2020 as a blessing, regardless of how negatively it may have impacted you. There is always another side to things. And that's what I challenge everyone to take the time to look for. So anything that is maybe destroying you at the moment, try to find the flip side of it. If it's a financial struggle, try to find out if there's something that you can now invest in that is very low, for instance, like a stock that will help your financial troubles. Or if you were impacted, but your employment was impacted maybe by quarantine, maybe now's the time for you to start that business you've been sitting on, that amazing idea that people have been telling you is crazy. Do you know what people told me my idea, but I pushed forward and every single crazy idea ends up being a blessing. So take that crazy idea and apply it. Like my sis Bianca says, apply the pressure.
Apply the pressure. Wow.
Shout out.
I'm going to, we got to get you on the ballot. I think that you should run.
What am I running for? I'm a woman of the people, so I'm always going to represent the people.
That's what we need. That's what we need. I mean, you ever thought about that?
I haven't thought about it. I've stuck to my lane. I know
we can campaign dollars together. We can reach out to sources and try to, you know what I mean?
I think my girl Kamala has it right now. I think she's going to represent us. I think she's going to represent us without getting too ahead of ourselves. Yeah. But I'm honored if I'm in any way to feel that way. But understand that even the leaders that we put in office, those aren't the only leaders. We need the leaders in our communities. We need the leaders in our households, in our schools, in our places of employment. Those are the leaders that we need. But guess what? All of us we're already fulfilling that every single day. So don't feel that you have to run for office to even make an impact, because everything that we do and the people that we put in those positions, we need to be holding them more accountable. And understand that you're already a leader in your own right, in your own neighborhood, in your own borough, in your own state. But continue to use your voice, continue to push that needle, right? Continue to push everything forward. That's what we need to do each and every day.
Let me ask you this. Being that we're somewhat on the topic, school, it's a big deal right now with the kids going back to school. What's your feelings on it? Because emotions are all over the place. Even I myself, I'm not comfortable. I somewhat feel like it's necessary. I feel like, it is necessary for them to go. But then at the same time, you just have mixed emotions when it comes down to the safety and you just don't know. And then, you're hearing a whole bunch of stuff. They're saying one thing that, it don't really affect the kids like that. Or if they do get affected, or then the teachers are feeling some type of way. It's just a big ball of emotions all over the place or whatever. But you being a mom yourself, I would like to get your thoughts on how you feel about it.
It's definitely a big ball of chaos right now. Everyone is entitled to their own decisions. I don't want to take away any parent's choice of what they end up doing. Some states are giving options to families, some states are not. I know here in Connecticut, most towns and cities are taking control of whatever choice they want, whether it's their children returning to school or whether it's them learning in a virtual platform or you just homeschooling your children. There's a risk. There's a risk that you're taking by obviously bringing them to an open environment. Children aren't going to keep their face masks on. I've been reading stories where some kids go to school with a Superman mask on and come home with a Black Panther mask. They're like trading masks
Yeah,
at school.
yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Pokemon cards. They think it's so
Right.
exciting, understanding that they're putting themselves in risk. But at the same time, like I said, I don't want to take away a parent's choice. Some parents don't have a choice. Maybe they don't have any childcare. Maybe they have to get somewhere where there's just no other option. And once again, that's where we need to be holding our leaders more accountable. There should be no parent that feels like they don't have a choice. The only thing that they can do is drop their children off at school because they have to get to the workplace because the workplace does not understand. We need to be holding them more accountable. So you know what? I'm not showing up for work, and I'm not showing up for work next week either. We need to make sure that we're speaking up and not taking the power away from our parents. These children are our future. We cannot continue to be putting them at risk for the sake of what? No, we don't want any child to have to lose a year, but then we should be able to take that time to take that work-life balance or whatever it is and be able to be now that teacher at home. I know that's what I'm doing. It's not an easy thing on a daily basis, but once again, we have to lean on our communities. Maybe you can get a group of kids together that are, you know, somewhat quarantined in the same area, or maybe you guys all live in the same apartment building or the same neighborhood on the same street and do schooling collectively. Do it, you know, in one person's home, but you have 5 or 6 kids. There are ways around this, but we have to speak up. We have to lean on our family, our friends, our network. And once again, I don't want to take away any sort of power from parents. I do feel like it's every parent's choice, but this is a scary time that we're living in. I don't think there should be any pressure to force our children to go to a traditional school setting. Nothing about any of 2020 is traditional. So if we're thinking outside of the box for employment, if we're thinking outside of the box for how business is being run, then we should be thinking outside of the box for schools. And I feel that most states are giving the option, but for those that are not, once again, we need to hold them accountable to give that option to parents. Don't take away our power and don't play with our kids. Our children are not your pawns to be doing testing with for statistics. Our children are our future and we need to safeguard them.
Absolutely. You know, I got to clap it up on that right there. You know me. Now, the last time you were on, you know, we were talking about the cartoon. You had everybody excited. I've been excited about it. And I would like to get a status check, give everybody a status check and an update on the release or how far along are we to actually seeing this amazing piece.
I appreciate you bringing that up, brother. So I was so focused on getting book number 2, NIYAH ZURI and the Mayan Eclipse, done by mid-2020, but I had to consciously take a beat and just say, I need to pivot, because you know me, I do multiple things at once. I'm constantly working on so many projects, or I'm helping others in my circle and my network also. So, you know, sometimes I can get stretched thin, but I had to actually take a conscious pivot and just say, I'm going to have to pause on finishing this book so I can really focus on bringing the cartoon really to life. I was able to task and get like 3/4 of NIYAH ZURI and the Mayan Eclipse complete. I just released the last character design online, so definitely check that out on my Instagram.
I was going to ask you that. The characters that we have been kind of simultaneously seeing are those amazing characters.
I got to give you a little reminder, like, hey, the Mayan Eclipse is coming out, like, boom, here's the new version of NIYAH. Boom, here's the new Gonzalez twins. They definitely got to upgrade. Boom, here are my new characters, you know, Abba and Tavi, who are my Mayan kids, my ancient Maya kids. And then recently, Min Lee, who's like my coder, right? Because I pull in and I pull on like the Girls Who Code movement. She's the coder who really helps resolve the fact that the map gets broken somehow without giving away too many details. And she helps continue on their adventures to ancient Maya. So I had to pivot from that. And at the same time, I was storyboarding, which is basically brainstorming of what I want the teaser to be, finding photos, finding resources, finding references of how I want everything to flow, finding my animator. So shout out to Angel Falcone. We are definitely going to be bringing this teaser to life. And yes, so I am knee deep. I'm now going to be committing to getting the teaser done within like the next couple months. It is out there. I will put Yes, I see your face. I will definitely release it. There'll be lots of information. So definitely keep up with me either on my website, www.ananyakana.com, or go to my Instagram and just, add me to your close friends so you get the notifications and all that. I'll definitely be putting out little snippets and things of that sort so you guys know what's going on. But really working towards this and knowing that now we're progressing from not only making sure children can see themselves in the books that they read, but also in the digital media and content that they interact with, especially with schools and things still being in quarantine level. There's a lot of virtual learning. So what type of digital resources are we making sure, are actually available to our children that not only is entertaining, but educational? So that's going to be the edge of what the animated version of NIYAH ZURI is going to be. It's not only going to be visually stunning, and I'm not going to give too much away because that's not good business, right? But not only is it going to be visually stunning, but it's also going to be educational. So you can learn from this. You'll be able to use this as a resource for schools and for lesson plans. You'll be able to tie it back to the book, right? Pull it back in here, and everything's going to come full circle. And it's going to be so stunning that the older kids are going to want to watch it with the younger kids. And it's just going to definitely keep you on the edge of your seat with all that adventure and historical adventure that I'm going to be bringing no matter what. So it's coming. Thank you for the status check. It's coming out there, and I'm so excited. I will be pitching to networks. I already have a few lines up. If there's anyone else interested, please contact me through my website, and I definitely love to get everything over to you so we can bring this forward for our kids. It's time to change that narrative, making sure that we're all represented, making sure our children are feeling appreciated, having that understanding of how to have that self-love through what they see in their everyday life, not only just through books, but also digital content, whether that's cartoons, whether that's applications and apps and things like that on our media. We deserve to be seen. We deserve to be heard. Our stories deserve to be heard. And we deserve to be creating them ourselves. So I'm stepping up, and I encourage everyone else, every other creative, to do the same.
There you go.
What is that? A tissue? What is that?
It's water.
Oh.
Take your sip. Now look, I'm super excited about this. One thing I did not hear was definitely I'm coming back on there as soon as we get this the reel together. And I didn't hear the vibe connected in that promo to get the exclusives, because I'm really into those exclusives, and I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. I want to get the exclusive.
First to show the NIYAH ZURI apparel. I haven't even dropped the news of this yet. I haven't even created the behind the scenes, haven't done the photo shoot yet. This is all coming. This is all coming along. So you definitely have this exclusive. And of course, you're in my circle, Kevin. You already know the vibe. You guys are my family. We'll definitely continue to support each other and make sure that you're at the forefront of it. Especially the big, hey, this network picked it up. We're working on it now, and it's going to be out in 6 months, or whatever the case is. You guys will be some of the first.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the book is coming. Now we can expect just a kind of projection. Are we looking at everything within this year, or are we kind of maybe the end of this year that we could pretty much expect the book?
The goal is
everybody's excited.
Everyone's excited. I know my readers are ready for the next adventure. They want to see what's going on with NIYAH, Miguel, and Hugo, where it is that they go. What is it that they're going to learn? I will say this too. I challenge myself to definitely write longer, so the chapters are longer. And it's going to be more adventure, because the first book, it really has to lay the foundation for the story first, and then the adventure begins. Whereas in book number 2, it's adventure from the very first chapter. It's going to be incredible. And like I said, it is more than halfway done, guys. So thank you for rocking with me, for supporting me. I think my whole shout out to the tribe, shout out to the whole NIYAH ZURI tribe. Let's clap it up for them.
Let's clap it up for the tribe. Let's clap it up for the tribe. Clap it up for the tribe.
I'm here because of them. They've been rocking for years. This hasn't been like an overnight success. I've been doing this for a few years now. Finally, the momentum is here. I'm going to continue to apply that pressure, continue to represent all of us, because when one of us win, we all win, right? So the goal is to have the book out before the end of the year. I just had to take a little bit of a pause, so I can now take my storyboard and actually put in that work to creating the animation, so I can start pitching. As soon as that's wrapped, I'm getting right back to it. Finish up NIYAH ZURI, the Mayan eclipse. All the characters are done. You guys will see the book cover. You'll see the book trailer. Everything will be coming out in the coming months, and then eventually the book itself.
That's perfect. That's what we want to hear right there. Let's go on and give some shout outs to anybody you want to shout out and show some love to or whatever. Let's go on and get them their flowers.
Yeah, let's definitely give them their flowers. I know I've already shouted out a couple of my sisters here, just incredible people in my circle that go in for me each and every day. I see Kiefer Dixon in. Thank you so much. Amazing photographer and professional longboarder too, but just amazing. I've been working with him and just trying some new things. So you'll definitely see some of his photos on my page and on my website and things coming out. So shout out to you. Shout out to everyone really in my tribe. My best friend, Sophie Lee. She's an incredible creator, content creator. I already shouted out Michelle, right, for these. So definitely shout out to you, Michelle. She's going to be doing incredible things. Look out for her. She's just such a talented artist. And really everyone in my circle, everyone that I pour into, that pour back into me, let's just continue to be that example of what it is to have real sisterhood, what it is to have real support in one another. And shout out to you, Kevin. Shout out to you too. You already know. I appreciate everything that, hey, yes, you. I appreciate everything that you do. You really, yes, yes.
Oh, my.
Of course.
Wow, thank you so much.
Definitely. And I hope Michelle Mackle is in here too. So shout out to Plugstar that I've recently signed up with that are just really. Shout out to Michelle. Yes, everyone at Plugstar for being the plug, because it's important to have the right people on your team that see your vision and really see that broader picture and don't just get caught up in getting the big things and landing the big interviews, but really understanding what it is at your core that you're trying to project and that you're working to really fulfill. And once you have that team, believe me, you would definitely want to hold on to them because they believe in you. They may even believe in you more than you believe in yourself. And that's critical, because if you ever have those low days and those low moments where your fuel is just kind of low, they will pour into you. They will continue to ignite that flame. And you already know one flame is one thing, but when you get a ton of flames together, well, at that point, boy, you are a wildfire. And wildfire cannot be contained. Yeah, so let's unify. Let's make sure we are understanding of who's in our circle, who it is that's on our team, who we're supporting, and let's unify and definitely be that wildfire, because then we cannot be put out.
Wow. I'm just like, man, these, wow, hey, y'all really get the exclusive stuff right now, man. And I keep telling this all the time that the Vibe Show is where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? This is the show that you need to embrace. And because you're going to get a message, you're going to get that love, you're going to get that energy from the Vibe Show. I keep telling them that I'm connected to the most interesting, dope people in the world. I'm telling you. And it's such a blessing to have that connection with you. Very, very proud of everything that you are accomplishing and everything that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, with sharing your energy with our children and with the world. It's not easy. It's not easy, having that purpose and having that on you like that, and I tell people that all the time, it's not easy to be that person. You know what I mean? To be that person that, a lot of energy is being pulled from. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not easy being that person. So, it feels good to get the love and for people to acknowledge and show that respect and appreciation for everything that you do. And I just feel like it's important to tell our people that's out here that's really grinding and putting in the work to uplift, motivate, and inspire. It's a full-time job. You know what I mean? Even when you're tired, you just feel obligated to still inspire people and motivate people, even when you not feeling inspired yourself at times. But I really I'm grateful and thankful for you, and I really appreciate everything. I appreciate you as a human being. So thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for the words of encouragement and just upliftment. And you see what just happened here? This is exactly what should be happening in your life. So if it's not happening in your life, it's time to take that beat and to look within and look around you. Time to build that circle up. Build yourself up first. Understand to protect your energy. Protect what you're giving out. And that way you can attract the right people into your life that will sharpen you, right? Iron sharpens iron. So you have to make sure that you're just like not muddying yourself, you know, on a daily basis with those that are going to pull you down. That doesn't mean you have to cut off and kick people out of your life, but you can distance yourself and you can inspire them to level up. You can inspire them to sharpen themselves as well, because we have to make sure that we're progressing collectively, Kevin. We have to. It's so critical, especially right now, especially with the state of the world happening right now in 2020. We don't have time to just go to bed early and to, you know, go on vacation and to do what we were doing every day before. No, now's the time to put the work in. Now is the time to really go hard, right? You know, I'm like an owl sleeping.
We know. Yeah, you know, we don't get much sleep. You know what I mean?
No, we don't get much sleep. No sleep over here.
Know, right? There's always
you know,
something we feel like
it also means no nights off. So there's just too much. You're counting on me, and you know, someone else is counting on you too. And I can't let that younger version of myself down that felt that I wasn't worth anything and felt that nobody was taking a chance on me or my friends because of the zip code that we lived in and the school that we went to. Had no resources, and you know, administrators just kind of passing us on, even though we were failing classes, just to check it off their list, not actually being invested in whether we succeeded or not. I refuse to let any child ever feel the way that I did. So I've got to continue to progress.
Absolutely. Anything else that we can look forward to? I know we got the book, we got the cartoon, and you've been killing these interviews. We got the apparel coming, and you've been killing these interviews. You've just been on a major media run. What else could we look forward to in the future?
There's so much happening. There's a lot of things in the works. Some are exclusive, so I can't talk about them yet, but there are a lot of things in the works. I will say, just keep up with me. This has been an incredible week. Like I mentioned, next week will be the official 100 Women of Color Gala. So look out for me. Once again, thank you to June Archer and everyone at 1128 Entertainment for choosing me to be the valedictorian of this year's class. I'm honored. I will represent all 100 women, including myself, and thanking everyone that has sacrificed for us to be able to do the work that we all do individually. Just some incredible work and incredible news. Oh, other news I received this week. I'm actually now officially part of the Forbes, The Culture. So shout out to Forbes and Forbes, The Culture group. It's just an incredible.
Yeah, you almost slipped on that one. I would have been upset not hearing about that information.
There's so many blessings that are coming in. I'm just so thankful for them. I have to like write them all down because I can't quantify like the amount of time that I spend actually planting the seeds, especially when people don't even know about it. But then when the harvest comes and the bounty is so big, it's such an incredible feeling because I know I've been putting in that work. So shout out to Forbes, The Culture. I'm just very excited to be joining their exclusive, really networking and membership of being a mover and a shaker and being someone in the Black and Brown community that is putting in the effort to impact their community. So I know collectively we're going to continue to do great things. So shout out to them and just keep up with me. You already know, Kevin, every day is something new and something great and another way to just spread that NIYAH ZURI movement. Keep up with me on IG at NIYAH ZURI, right down here, right there on my website, www.ananyakana.com. I'd love to welcome everybody into my NIYAH ZURI tribe. So shout out to the tribe. We are open. We are willing to have everyone join because at the end of the day, I want to uplift you. I want to breathe life into you. I want you and your children to know your value and understand that you should be walking beautifully in your purpose. And now is the time to be planting those seeds for that harvest and that bounty. So successes to you, continued successes and blessings to everyone. Let's continue the work and let's continue to progress.
Man, again, I want to thank you so much from me, the Vibe team, the Esource team, the Plug Star team, and all of my radio listeners for your time. We are wishing you so many more blessings and so much more success. And you already know one thing, you got to come back on the
Oh,
show
you know.
again.
Oh,
For
you
real.
know. I'll be back. I'll be back, and I'll be smiling even harder because I'll be like, hey, the cartoon got picked up. This is who I'm now exclusively working with. It's going to be exciting news. Once again, another win for us all, another win for our kids, and another win towards really transforming and impacting this world the way that we want.
Absolutely. That's my special guest, the one and only. Y'all already know what the vibe is with this queen right here. I'm talking about the one and only Nyakana. Thank you so much, my queen. Until next time, blessings and love to you. It's the Vibe Show 97.9.
Okay.